Hi, 6th grade. It's time for English. Time to get your notebook out and let's begin. You will need pens and highlighters to take accurate and legible notes in your notebook. This will be taken for a grade, so feel free to pause the video anytime you need to make sure that you have everything that is required. Please label your notebooks 8.4 Finding Subjects and Predicates, page 303. Let's begin. In 8.3, we reviewed on how to find the complete subject and predicate. In 8.4, we will review how to find the complete subject when it isn't at the start of the sentence. The focus will be finding the complete subject in questions or interrogative sentences when the sentence starts with a complete predicate or prepositional phrase, and when there is an imperative sentence or command. Do you see how the previous lessons are tying into this one? If you need to pause the video to review 8.1 through 8.3, please do so at any time. Let's practice finding the subject in an interrogative sentence, aka a question. Now take a look at our example. Can you repeat the question? The first step would be to rearrange the words to form a declarative statement. Now you can repeat the question. By now, you know what to do. Yep, that's it. Find the verb, and the verb is can repeat. And then the rest of the predicate would be all the words that follow the verb. So can repeat the question ends up being the complete predicate. All the words before the verb are, you guessed it, the subject. So the subject is you. Now you have the simple and complete subject. Here are the directions for finding a subject and predicate in an interrogative sentence. First, rearrange the words to form a declarative. 2. Find the verb. 3. Verb plus words after the verb equals a complete predicate. 4. Words before the verb equal the complete subject. Verb is also the simple predicate, and the noun that answers whom or what is the simple subject. See my example below. On to imperative sentences. Now I'll be finding a subject in an imperative sentence or a command. Remember, the hint is the understood you, seen with the word you in parentheses. Our example is go outside and play, and we know our first step is to find the verb. The verb is go, and the rest of the words that follow the verb are outside and play, making this a complete predicate. To find the subject, I ask who or what go outside and play, and the answer is you, and that would be the understood you. Please be sure to copy down imperative sentences with the definition, the hint, the steps, and the labeled example in your notebook for future reference. The last type of situation we will learn about is when a prepositional phrase starts a declarative sentence. Knowing how to do this adds sentence variety, strong sentences, and grabs your audience's attention. Our example is, on the other side of the brook stands a cabin. We know from the previous lessons that we need to find a verb first. The verb is stands. Then we ask ourselves, who or what stands? Does the brook stand, the cabin stand, or the side stand? The red underlining of side, brook, cabin are all nouns, so I need to figure out what is actually standing. Well, the only answer that does make sense in this question is cabin, so cabin is the subject. One way to check your answer is to rearrange the words into a declarative sentence where the subject starts first. Before you continue on to your task, be sure to copy down the title, the steps, and the examples. Be sure to label them too. Your task is to copy the sentences into your notebook and then identify the subject, predicate for complete and simple. But when you write the imperative and the sentences that start with the prepositional phrase, I need you to show me your work of how you rearrange the sentences, and be sure to label both sentences. This is how a completed example should look. After I find the complete subject and predicate, then I need to find the simple subject and predicate. Now I can go back and label the original example. This way I get a visual of how both sentences would look. Hang in there, you're almost done. Here are your sentences for your notebook. Watch the movie about space. On the other hand, I would like to thank my students. And the last one, were Tuskegee Airmen in World War II. Be sure to follow the directions that were listed in the previous part of the video. Bring your notebook to class so we can go over it and correct it. You will receive notebook credit, but if you don't have it completed, you will earn a homework notice. See you in class.